Hello and welcome to Marbella with him and her. He is...
PJ Lopez, and she is the wonderful and amazing...
No, don't ruin it. Hannah Murray. At least he remembered what to say this week, but you went slightly over the top, I have to say.
Well, I'd like to get back in your good books.
Oh, well done. You're always in my good books. We're recording this on...
Saturday evening. Friday evening.
Oh, God. Friday
We're all
evening.
over the place.
We are all over the place. We've got quite a busy, complicated weekend ahead, so we thought we'd record this on the Friday.
Which is new. I think it's the first. I don't think we've done it on a Friday before.
No, well, there you go. Or the podcast. Sorry.
Oh.
So we've had an eventful week. Two of my dad's cousins arrived this week, Barbara and Keith. And it's lovely to have them here. We met them for some food and drinks after our Abigail's party rehearsal on Wednesday night.
We did. And it was a lovely evening. It was meant to be just a quick drink, and we ended up being there for quite a long time. And I think they were very tired because they had a very early start.
Yeah, no, definitely. But it was lovely to catch up. We met them in Bar Guerra, which is a great place in San Pedro. It's pretty much opposite Hustle and Flow, if you know where that is. We didn't go there for a long time. People were recommending it to us, and we went there for the first time a couple of years ago, I reckon, and we love it. We go there a good few times a year. You're pretty much sitting outside. There are a couple of tables inside, but you're pretty much sitting outside. They don't have a proper menu. They just have a chalkboard.
Yeah, which is... I like that because that's authentic tapas, isn't it? It's like, this is what we've got today, and it's usually what they can get and the good ingredients they can get, so it changes all the time. Some things they have all the time, isn't there?
Yeah, and there's some dishes you can get as a tapa, some you can get as a ration or a half ration, media ración.
¿Tú hablas español?
Sí, poco. You can order, depending on how many of you there are. We had some lovely things. I've written down the Spanish for this as well. So we had fried aubergine, which sounds weird if you're, English and not used to Spanish food. You think fried aubergine, not sure if I like that. Especially the fact that it comes with honey. You'd kind of go...
It's not normal honey, it's cane honey.
Yes. But
which is black honey.
But on the menu, it will say berenjenas frita con miel.
And it can come in different shapes. Sometimes it looks like chips.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like the aubergine's just been sliced. I prefer it in the chip form.
Me too.
Which they do in Bar Guerra. So it's really lightly fried, really light batter. Well, it's not really a batter, is it? What would you call it?
It's just dipped in flour, probably. Yeah, because obviously it's quite wet. So that's what they need to be able to fry it properly and crisp it.
So it's really, really light. And then there's always salt on top.
Oh, yeah, the salt gives it the flavour.
It's gorgeous. And then obviously this cane honey that's been drizzled. It's absolutely delicious. And various friends over the years have gone, oh no, I don't like aubergine. And I'm like, try it. And they try it and go, oh, that's actually really nice.
It is. Highly recommended.
Yeah. We also had some meatballs or albondigas.
Yes. And Sheila had some beef cheeks.
Yes, she did. Yeah, they look nice. We also had boquerones frito, which is one of our favourites. And there we were trying to discuss the type of fish it is. They're fried anchovies, basically. But I think there's different types of anchovies. The anchovies that you kind of sometimes will get on pizzas that people don't like a lot of the time are a brown colour. They're very small and they're brown.
Well, surely that's just the way they've been cured or whatever.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, but I mean, we've done this. We've actually gutted boquerones and cooked them, butterflied them, if you remember rightly, and cooked them.
And then we ate the bone, didn't we?
Yes.
Put them in the oven and made them as like crisps.
Yeah, so I've never seen this and never heard this before. But
we've never done it since.
No, we haven't done it since. But you put the bones in the oven and you cook them for quite a long time and they come out crispy, crunchy like crisps.
With like salt on top.
It was amazing.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
That was a cooking course we did in Vejer de la Frontera.
We must talk about Vejer in a different podcast.
Well, we'll have to go there again.
Yeah, because it is a gastronomic delight.
Yes. Anyway, we're going off piste. We love the food in Bar Guerra, so I can highly recommend it. That's another gem in San Pedro.
Talking of San Pedro, and I'm just going to put this out there now because it was an idea. Well, I saw it in the Sir in English, and I said to you, this would be a great thing for us to do as a monthly thing on our podcast, so not every week because we'll be like the size of a house. The San Pedro, I was going to say the San Pedro Guide, but that's us. Mm-hmm. The Sir in English which is a little bit bigger than the San Pedro Guide.
Just a tad.
They ran an article about where can you eat in Malaga City for less than €10. And I thought, oh, interesting. So we are going to do that. We're going to actually take the challenge. We're going to go out and about in the back streets of San Pedro, maybe Marbella, maybe Estepona as well. We're going to go around and about, and we're going to find places and see if we can eat for less than €10 each.
That's going to include drink, isn't it?
It's going to include a drink. Obviously, we can't get a bottle of wine with that,
no.
clearly.
Yeah.
But we just want to see whether it's possible. Mm-hmm. And I reckon it is, because there's some great backstreet bars and tapas places in these. I mean, like as you said recently, when you went for that breakfast and it was so cheap.
Yeah.
So there must be equivalents of that for dinner and for lunches and things. So yeah, that's going to be our challenge, and we will keep you updated.
Absolutely. And if you know of places that fit this description,
let us know.
Yeah, do let us know, because we'll check it out for sure. One of my dad's cousins who's here this week, Barbara, she made her radio debut. She came on to Women Talk with me. I won't say how old she is, only 70s. But she loved it, and she was a real natural. Because there's been a few women who have been on the radio with me over the years, and men, I suppose, who've never been on radio before. And especially when they've done it at a certain age, it's a lovely, exciting thing for people to do. You know what I mean? And it's really nice.
I do remember the first time I came on with you. I was nervous,
you?
Really nervous. Well, I mean, I'm on rate. You know, you're thinking to yourself.
Yeah, you have to not think about
there's
it.
25 million people listen to me.
Yeah.
3 of the people that were listening on the other side. No, but it's still nerve-wracking.
Oh yeah,
it is. It's weird. But when you overcome that, and when you forget that you're talking to people out there on the airwaves and you're just talking to you, which you do very well. You make people very comfortable. I think that's how you get people to be so natural. So well done, you.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's true, though. You have to forget about who may or may not be listening and just concentrate on the conversation you're having with me or whatever.
Well, it's like, I mean, obviously we've mentioned the Abigail's party thing, and it's like that as well, isn't it? If you start thinking about who's in the audience.
Yeah.
I mean, you've just got everybody a little bit nervous now because we know that Mark Curry is coming one of the nights. Now, Mark Curry was a Blue Peter presenter, and he was also
a West End star. He's been in loads of plays and musicals and stuff. He's an amazing actor and singer, and he was the wizard in Wicked for years. I mean, he did a long run in Wicked, and I messaged him about Abigail's Party, and he was like, oh, I love Abigail's Party. So he and 5 others have booked, and they're coming. And
I think a few of them, Mark and maybe another guy, said, if you happen to be ill, they're quite happy to step in and take your place because they know the place so well.
Put on a dress. They said, I'll put on a dress and take over your role.
So I think we need to be careful because I think they might actually kidnap you or spike your drink just so they can do it.
Yes. Oh, brilliant. How would you feel about being married to Mark Curry in a dress?
Well, he probably brushes up okay.
I'm sure he does. We had a fabulous day today, actually. We went to the Harbour Marbella, which is one of the best places. They really do everything well there. The interior is stunning. You have to go there at Christmas time for sure because they really go all out.
Oh my God, it's
Christmas decorations.
It's like going to Santa's grotto for adults.
Yeah, it's amazing. But during the day, it's a great place to go for lunch because it's beautifully located, funnily enough, in Marbella Harbour. So you can see the sea, you can see all the boats. It's absolutely beautiful.
So they call this part of the harbour the Deportivo.
Very good.
That almost sounded Spanish, didn't it?
Almost did. Great food, great service, great location, and we were there because our very own Nicole King, who is the host of Good Morning Spain TV that I'm on each week, she was organising the United Nationalities Marbella Summit 2024. I think it's the 4th year she's been doing it. She said she started it, I think, in 2020. She's so good at getting the community together, getting people excited about helping and making a difference in the community. Over the last few years, unfortunately, the focus has very much been on young people's mental health because there has been just awful.
It was a spate of suicides, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Of
for
very
young
young, sort of, I'm talking school-aged teenagers, which is terribly sad to be in that situation where you think that there's no way out other than suicide. So it's been very focused on that.
Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion on a certain age of youngsters. So before drinking age and after they're kind of playing with toys, you know, the age of between 12 and 17, that age is really tricky for kids and parents. And the focus has been very much on trying to find places for these children to go, areas to hang out and things like that. There aren't really youth clubs and things so much here. No,
and she's done a great job and raised a lot of awareness. And as she said in her speech that, you know, not just because of her, but because of everyone getting involved and the way things have changed, the suicides generally have gone down massively in the Malaga region, which is great. So fantastic. So keep it up.
But this year was focused on animals. It's actually World Animal Day today. And the focus of the UNMS this year was all about animals and looking after animals. And there's some incredible animal charities in Andalusia and Malaga particularly. People who are looking after horses, cats, dogs, any kind of animal, to be honest. There's real animal
tortoises.
lovers.
They mentioned tortoises.
Yeah, they did. So we met lots of lovely, caring people. I mean, some of whom we've known before over the years. Kay, who does an amazing job. She's a real cat lover and rescues cats from the streets. There's lots of stray cats.
Well, we have a cat that we've rescued from the street.
Yeah.
I mean, we've called her Poppy now, haven't we?
Yes, little Poppy.
Well, she adopted us. She just turned up in the garden one day and we just decided to give her some water because, you know, it was hot and everything. And then it started onto a bit of dry food and then a little bit of wet food. And now she sleeps on the bed.
Yes, exactly. That's literally how it happened. We couldn't go near her at the beginning.
No, she hissed at us.
Yeah. So she was talking about cats. Then Lily was there from Ames Animal Rescue. They're a sanctuary and are doing fantastic work, particularly with dogs, but also tortoises and all kinds of things. They'll rescue any animal, basically. And there were people there from Arch Horse Rescue, talking about horses, and a lovely lady there from Todos los Caballos del Mundo, which is also a horse charity.
Yeah, I'm not a horsey person as such. But when she explained it and said, you know, you can just hang out under a tree with a horse, it just sounded idyllic. You know, you can just go to these places and you don't need to do anything other than hang out with some animals because they just need a bit of love, care and attention.
Yeah.
And she made it sound amazing.
She really did. And there was an amazing lady, Elise, who did a talk about bullfighting or anti-bullfighting. Bullfighting, unbelievably, came back to Marbella just a couple of months ago. There are bull rings all over Spain, and a lot of them have been turned into entertainment venues. When we went to see Jimmy Carr, for example, last month, that was in Marbella Boring. So, there's lots of...
Portobello's Boring.
Sorry, Portobello's Boring, yeah. So it's great that they've been turned into entertainment venues. But and bullfighting's a very contentious issue in Spain. You know, a lot of people, particularly Spanish obviously, will say that it's tradition, it's part heritage, of Spanish culture, it's heritage, that kind of thing. But of course there are a lot of Spanish people who are very much against.
I think the younger generation in general have grown up feeling slightly differently about it and feel differently about the environment and about animals and about, all sorts of different things. So it was very surprising when Marbella, in particular, brought it back. It was banned, but they overturned the ban. We're not going to make this a political podcast because that's not what we're about. But it was a great speech that she gave. It really was quite heartfelt. And
I cried. It made you
think. Yeah, it made you think about a lot of different things. So
it made me cry, and I looked across.
Do have a look at their website to check out more information.
I looked across the room and saw quite a few women that were wiping away tears because she was talking about what happens to the bull beforehand and afterwards, and it was very upsetting. We had some lovely lunch though. We had lots of delicious food. They do great food at the harbour, they really do. You particularly enjoyed your chocolate salted caramel tart.
Well, yeah, you had the first bite of it before I even did anything.
Oh, it was really good.
You'd already finished your pavlova and then you started straight on to mine.
I just had to have a little sample.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was good. Really good. So totally rate the harbour. If you haven't been there, definitely check it out, particularly at Christmas, but also at lunchtime so you can see the beautiful surroundings. We have spent most of the evening prepping for a barbecue that we're hosting tomorrow. We're quite good when we kind of get things going, aren't we? When we're prepping for a barbecue, doing food. You know, you're the food guy in terms of preparing meals, but when we're doing a party, I love to get involved with all of that.
You do. You step up to the plate.
I step up to the plate.
And eat most of it on there. But
no,
anyway.
I don't. I can't believe you said that. It was your idea to have a burger.
I needed to sample it.
How good was it?
I've never made this before, and I made it up, and I've made a Thai pork burger, and wow.
Seriously, wow.
Tasted Thai, didn't it?
Oh, it did. Really, really good.
Well, I made it into a patty, so I sort of, you know, like you get a smash burger, so I did it. So we were making mini burgers, we're not making huge ones, and then I made it into a mini burger and then smashed it, basically, and then did it in the air fryer, and it was nice.
Really nice. So, yeah, we've gone quite... I don't want to say over the top, but we've got loads of food prepared.
We always go over the top because we love our food.
There's going to be 11 of us. So really looking forward to that. So we'll update you on our next podcast. But I went
probably from Costa del Sol Hospital because we've poisoned everybody.
Oh, don't say that. That's an awful thing to say. I had to pop out to get a few last minute bits for the barbecue today and saw about 8 wild boar.
Wild boar.
I knew you were going to do that. 8 wild boar on the roundabout coming into Puerto Banús. And the car in front of me just stopped on the roundabout to take a photo or a video or whatever. And straight away I was like, you can't just stop on the roundabout. And then I realised everybody was doing the same. There was quite a bit of traffic, but everybody just in the middle of the roundabout stopped their car so they could take a photo or a video.
So what did you do, Anna?
Well, I did the same. I couldn't go anywhere because the car in front of me stopped, so I had to stop. So I thought, okay, well, I might as well take a picture myself.
So can we just say Hannah was very, what's the word, innovative, and we've now got wild boar on a spit tomorrow for the barbecue.
Don't say that. That's horrible. No, we haven't. We have not. We've had a few messages from people this week who have enjoyed listening to the pod. Thank you very much. It's always great to hear from you. We had a message from Alan Boardman, who we talked about on last week's pod. He does the Mijas walking tours for charity. And one of the things we talked about on last week's pod were those meat kind of pancakes that you have in lettuce leaves at the Chinese that we really enjoyed. And he said, that takes me back. I used to have them in Preston 30 years ago, and they were called Lucky Lettuce.
Lucky Lettuce. I know her. She works at a brothel up the road.
Oh, don't say that. You can't say things like that. People think you mean it.
What, Lucky Lettuce? Everybody knows Lucky Lettuce.
Stop it. So, so it's a thing. It's been a thing for a while, so that was good to know. Thank you, Alan. And we had a message from Mandy in Miami, who corrected us and gave us some great knowledge and background.
She is a font of knowledge.
She's a real font of knowledge. So we were talking about Wagyu beef last week, but we both had different pronunciations.
I can't believe listening back I said Wagyu.
Yeah, you said Wagyu at one point.
I never say Wagyu.
No.
I know it's not Wagyu, but it's not Wagyu either, is it?
No, so PJ said Wagyu at one point and I was saying Wagyu, but Mandy said it's more like Wagyu, but saying it really quickly. So Wagyu beef. So it sounds a bit more like Wagyu, but it's Wagyu. And she said basically the gyu means beef in Japanese and the wa means Japanese. So it translates as Japanese beef. So Wagyu. There you go.
Wagyu?
Wagyu.
No, Wagyu.
No, Wagyu.
No, Wagyu.
Oh, stop it. And a lovely lady called Sandra came up to me at the Hogan Stand quiz last night from Dublin, saying, "Hi, I'm Sandra. I love listening to your podcast from Dublin." So that was really nice. Thank you, Sandra. I'm so pleased you came to the quiz and introduced yourself. And she really enjoyed playing the quiz. She lives in Dublin and she has a holiday home over here, I think. Or I don't know if she was renting or has a holiday home, but she comes over sporadically. So she was really excited to come to the quiz. And she said she loves listening to our podcast. It makes her, feel connected to Marbella and San Pedro. And then when she comes here, she likes to go to a lot of the restaurants that we talk about and recommend. So that was great to hear. So really nice to meet you, Sandra. Thank you for introducing yourself.
Great as well, because it's the reason we started the podcast, really, was to make these recommendations and share where we've gone so that you can enjoy them as well.
Yeah, exactly. I bought some very special shoes this week.
Yes.
So next week is Abigail's party. We've been talking about it for ages. It's happening next week. Friday night, the 11th, is already sold out, but there are still some tickets for the Saturday and Sunday. When we went to see Abigail's party in London, Tamsin Outhwaite had the most gorgeous turquoise platform shoes on. And I thought to myself, oh, it'd be great if I could find some like that. Well, I have. I bought from a charity shop some turquoise platform shoes, which I'm really excited about wearing.
They are large and tall and big and turquoise.
I'm going to be taller than you for sure.
Oh, without doubt.
And it was lovely to see. Thank you to the Sir in English, because they did a little article about Abigail's party, which was great. So I've shared that on social media today. So that was really nice. So in talking about Sir in English articles, we can talk about Abigail's party.
Exactly.
Yeah. And there was a great article about Hollywood star Robin Wright taking Malaga Port by storm while filming an Amazon series called The Girlfriend. They're also going to be filming scenes in both Ronda and Marbella. Ooh. Do you know who Robin Wright is?
Robin Wright was Mike Tyson's ex-wife. No? Have I got that wrong?
Totally wrong. So I'll give you...
What was her name then?
I have no idea.
I'm sure she was Robin Wright.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, it's not the Robin Wright. Let me give you a clue.
Yes.
Me and Jenny, we were like peas and carrots.
She's from... What's it?
Come on, what's that film called?
You know, run.
Run who?
Run.
Who needs to run?
Him. You know.
What's his name?
What is his name?
Oh, come on, he's serious.
Not run.
Oh, come on.
Give it to me.
No, you get it. FG.
Forrest Gump. Run, Forrest, run.
That was embarrassing. How long that take? So, yeah. Robin Wright is the female actress who played Jenny.
That's not Mike Tyson's ex-wife.
That's definitely not Mike Tyson's ex-wife.
No. Can someone tell me, if anyone knows what Mike Tyson's ex-wife was? I think it's the one he beat up, so it's not a great story. But anyway, if anyone knows that, I'm sure it was Robin something.
Okay, thanks for that. That's it from us this week.
Oh, was that the only Sir in English story then?
Well, that and Abigail's party.
Great.
You saying great sounds like a line from Abigail's party. So many things that we every time we go cheers, cheers when we're out with friends, it's like a scene from Abigail's party.
And we've got to stop doing the accents as well, which because we've been doing it for so long, I think we keep slipping into it.
I know, it's easy. Anyway, that's it from us this week. We look forward to seeing you at the bar, Abigail's party next week. That would be marvellous. And have a good week. It's goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from Beverly. Goodbye.
Goodbye.